Hey there, Postal here. So today we are taking out, we're taking out the ME210. I was able to win this particular plane recently in a crate opening that you may have seen on Twitch on Saturday. Thanks to Red, I got a lot of crates. So the ME210 though, what is this plane? Well, it is, if you ask anybody, they'll just tell you it is a tier 5 version of the ME410, the one of the stronger, if not the strongest, tier 6 heavy fighter. And is it that? Well, yes and no. The ME410 has two 30mm cannons, and this plane does not. This plane also has the two bombs that you would start off with on the ME410, but you get rid of those bombs and get 4 rockets. The bombs and rockets are kind of negligible. You know, whether you like bombs or rockets over each other is, you know, a preference. The more I play the game, the more I enjoy the bombs, just because you could like drop and be done with it and go on about your business, whereas rockets you've got to spend time going in and finding, you know, a way to have them be impactful, no pun intended. Something else I've definitely noticed is that the guns are clearly weaker on the tier 5. That's to be expected though. If these were the same guns as the tier 6, well, this would be an overpowered plane. I don't think tier for tier this plane is as strong as the 410. It definitely has the same play style, so I can completely understand why people would say it is the tier 5 version of the ME410. But it is not like the you know, in a fight for the best tier 5 heavy, where the 410 is definitely in a fight for the best tier 6 heavy. You know, that's kind of based on, well, there's a, dang it, I cannot turn worth nothing. It's kind of based on, well, 1, it's just a weaker plane, but 2, there's also a lot of frickin' planes at tier 5. And as such, it's going to be difficult to kind of separate yourself from, oh, there's the yak, okay. It's going to be difficult to kind of separate yourself from the other planes. No, that's not the plane I really want to kill, but I guess I will. Suppose if he wants to keep on following me. Then again, I guess at tier 5 you get people that just chase you halfway across the world for no particular reason, to no benefit of their own. So I guess you got that going for you. I know the reason why that person was chasing me down is because I freaking killed him. And so that guy was just seeing red, right? So the biggest difference that I noticed with these two planes isn't the bombs and rockets, it's those 30mm cannons. The 30mm cannons that you'll see on the 410 are clearly just otherworldly butt kickery, right? And as such, they can really just like ruin lives, change games, yada yada yada. This misses that punch. It's not a weak plane, don't get me wrong. But it is not like, you know, just complete ridiculousness that the 410 has. Okay, I'd like it if we could capture this center section, considering we've been chasing after it for like 15 minutes now. He's returning away from me, that certainly made things easier. I guess I'll get the GA. I didn't really want to get the GA. This plane certainly turns poorly, to say the least. I feel like it turns worse than the 410. And the 410 is certainly not a tourney fighter, right? So I mean, granted, so I understand the comparisons to the 410. Most of them are justified. It's definitely not nearly as strong as the 410. Is it a bad plane? Definitely not. It is still a fun plane to play, and the fact of the matter that you've got the ability to put your ME410 pilot in here, as I've done. And if you've been flying the ME410, you've probably kept the ME410, and if you've kept the ME410, you've probably got a decent amount of points on it. And so that's certainly going to help the situation. Whereas on my my Polish fighter yesterday, I hadn't put it into a nation of any kind, so I was using a 1-point pilot on that, 1-point gunner. This particular plane, I've got, you know, a 6-point pilot or 7-point. I don't even know. It's decent, you know, decent pilot, right? We need to get over here and defend that if at all possible. Holy crap, we are doing some work. So instead of going to the center, I want to actually win this game. Yes, I can, and I will go to the center eventually. Don't give me that look. Let's go ahead and get a sector taken care of. Probably should have been that one there. Maybe we'll send our bots there while we go to this sector. And so this is what I mean by dropping the bombs, right? I don't need to go down there. I can just go drop. Let's drop a couple bombs. And we're going to take a wide turn here, and we're going to get this heavy fighter. Okay, got that guy knocked out. Unfortunately, I think our friendly died maybe in here. He's on fire. I'd like to think I can turn around quick enough, but again, this. Oh, thank you for turning away again. Gotta love it when they line up their booty. Just cannot seem to get a third sector, huh? We get that one, boys. Squall lines in. So you know what? Let's start changing lives. I'm souping up my boosts. We're only at 50%. Well, they're probably at 3/4, right? Yeah, they're 150 points ahead. It's definitely not a good thing. Let's see what we can do here. Are they turning away? They're turning towards. This guy's going super slow, so we'll knock him out. This guy's not going much faster, so we'll knock him out. Excellent. They're not coming back. Okay, so we've got the 3 sectors. Now let's send everybody to the center, if I can aim properly. Let's get up to a reasonable altitude. We've got our 0 in the center there. If he stays down at a decent altitude, he should be able to own everything. Let's get our boost on. We don't want to leave him over here by himself for too long. Got a yak. Ah, shit. Probably should have turned towards the yak. Up and over. Cool, yak's dead anyway. Everybody's dead, right? So what do we got? We've got a lot of heavies. Let's move on to the heavies. We've got that GA. Crap. Really want to go for the GA and the bombers, but we'll have to wait on that. Might be able to get this sector, actually, is what I should probably be thinking of. I'm usually so far behind that I've got to think of, you know, like kill all, no cap kill all, but we can actually cap out and win this. If I freaking aim properly. If I don't get myself stuck in front of heavy defense aircraft while focused on a P-45. So luckily we've got that air boost, we can get up and going. The joys of Tier 5 is you can make stupid mistakes and overcome them. See if we can. We should be able to get this bow fighter. Get us boosting on. And hopefully this will allow us to cap this sector. It did not. Disappointment. We're still up 3-2, so that's definitely a good thing. We've got our bomb back. I didn't realize our bombs reload that quickly. Alright, so let's move on. We got the two. Oh, one of them's one of them's undead. Oh, cool. We've got 2 bombers, so let's go ahead and we're gonna move along to those bombers.
Keep it up, pilots. You can do it.
Is that undead right there? Kind of, sort of seems like it might be. It seems like a B-17, doesn't it? It is definitely a B-17. So let's go ahead, and I've got my engine cooling engaged. So we're just gonna boost on up and see if we can get to him. Should be able to at this point. Still got 3 seconds, 2 seconds. Should have enough speed to get to him. Yep. Now it's just, can my... Alright, well. Oh, I forgot to salute everybody at the beginning. Yeah, let's head on back to the garage and see what's up. Alright, well, I was gonna do 2 battles with this plane, but I better save another battle for another day. So we had the Postal Monkey medal there as far as targets was concerned. We got 19 frags, a crap ton of capture points, and yeah, it just shows you what this plane can do. And we didn't even like put it through the complete ringer, right? I really did actually want to go get those like bombers and GAs instead of capping that last sector, but it was more important to win than to try to get a grade 1. Getting those extra attack aircraft or bombers dead would have gotten me a grade 1. In fact, I believe, yep, if I had gotten that bomber at the end, I would have got an ace and a grade 1. And I didn't put the crew. wrong thing. No, I don't want to. I want to go back to the game. My brain can't handle it. Accelerate crew training, please. Everybody that gets any premium, make sure you click that. Don't let my failures go, wasted. So, yeah, is this ME410 at Tier 5? Yes and no. It's a really good Tier 5 heavy plane. I'm not sure it's the best Tier 5 heavy plane, but it is definitely a really, really good Tier 5 heavy plane. If you compare it straight up to the ME410, it is inferior to the ME410, but all that really tells you is just how good the ME410 is. This particular plane has, you've got 2 30 cal machine guns, and you've got 2 20 mil cannons. That's all you've got on the front. You've got 4 machine guns. I mean, four guns. On a 410, you have 6 guns. That you get 2 extra 30 mil cannons, which are what really tear things up. But these do just fine, obviously. I wasn't struggling for kills or anything like that. It just takes a little while longer to actually kill things. Your 2 turret guns, your 13 mil cannons, they're 50 cal basically, slightly larger. Pretty good for defense. I mean, they're not otherworldly, but they were able to keep light fighters off you. And that's all you really can ask for. If you get a heavy fighter stuck behind you, well, then you pull the postal and you screwed up. And then your bombs, I didn't realize the reload time on these bombs. What is it? Apparently, 3.5 minutes passes by really quickly. So I was able to actually use them a couple times, and I could have probably used them a 3rd time. But your bread and butter is not going to be these bombs. These are going to be supplemental. Your bread and butter is going to be energy fighting. Use your speed, and you can get your guns on target, and you'll have success. My setup on this particular plane, I won some experimental bolt carriers, so I figured, what the heck, let's try them out. This adds to the burst length of the guns. They're only stock right now, so we'll see what they turn out to be once I get them upgraded. But really, with the guns of this kind, you've got guns that can shoot out relatively far. 2,300 feet at Tier 5 is pretty good. So it's up to you what you throw on here, to be honest. Whether you put bolt carriers, whether you put... I wouldn't recommend long gun barrels, just because your range is pretty okay. Gas-operated action would be the other one that I would possibly recommend. And really, it's a toss-up between the bolt carriers and the GOA. That's my opinion. use what's best for you. Literally, the reason I use bulk carriers is because I had the free equipment waiting to be used. As far as the other equipment is concerned, I highly recommend the sight. The cockpit armor is just not worth it. You notice my my gunner got knocked out once, I think, and I'm not even sure that happened. Otherwise, my pilot survived pretty well. That typically is true of the mid-tier German and even low-tier German heavy fighters. So cockpit armor is kind of a waste. Just go for the sight. So this plane does not get an airframe equipment slot even after specialization. So really, for me in the beginning, I figured, you know what, we're definitely just going to go all out on speed. Not that you can really go all out on speed, but I've added an uprated engine. I don't know once I specialize if I'm going to... I assume I'm going to go with combined injection and the boost system for the second slot. I might go to lightweight power unit just to add some mobility to this plane, but I might just kind of min-max it for airspeed. For consumables, I've got kind of the standard thing that you'd have at this tier for this type of plane with your first aid. I've got emergency control system here instead of pneumatic control assist, just because there's not a lot of times where I should be dogfighting in circles anyway. So hopefully that'll help me avoid getting myself stuck into a bad situation. And then, of course, I've got engine cooling here. I will probably or almost certainly put on improved mixture control once I'm specialized, just because my engines, they get knocked out, but it doesn't seem to be detrimental. If I tend to have more issues with the engines getting knocked out, and once I'm specialized, I'll put manual engine restart on. But even just without specialization, engine cooling comes in so much more handy. And, of course, universal ammunition. The pilots and the gunner that I've got on here obviously are certainly helping. I've got accuracy build for my ME410 pilot and one engine guru. So yeah, we're at 7 points on this particular guy. For my rear gunner, same 7 points. I've got the quick reflexes just to help with the turret aiming time. And I've also got defensive fire. I find that to be very, very helpful. Especially if you're in a plane that tends to get stuff stuck behind it. So I'm sure that helped me out a lot in this battle. The other thing I've got selected so far is the burst length of the turret is 50%. That just basically allows to be able to be on the turret the whole time. Like you're not pausing for the turret to reload or anything like that. The next one I'll be going for is ballistics expert. So that's going to be a while because I'll need another 3 points. I don't have a lot of 10-point anything in the game, so to get him to 10 points is certainly going to take a while. Alright, so hopefully that helped get some perspective on what setup I've got on this plane. Hopefully get some perspective of what this plane is if you happen to see it. It's not a readily available plane. It's for special sale every random once in a while, and I happen to get mine in a crate. So if you happen to see an ME210 out on the field, it's probably, I don't think they have them as bots, so it's probably a human, right? And it's probably a dangerous plane. Just in the fact that it could have a super high pilot and gunner as far as points is concerned. But beyond that, it's a solid platform for sure. Tier 5 heavy fighter, if you don't already have one, then yeah, it's a solid pickup. It's not like a must-have, in my opinion. But then again, I mean, I'm not specialized with stock equipment, so, who the hell knows what I'm talking about. When I get it specialized and make it super, ultimate equipment and stuff like that, I could be changing my story. But I hope this gave some perspective on the plane. I enjoy it, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it's a bad plane. Don't put words in my mouth. I will fight you. Hopefully I'll see you out on the battlefield, and hopefully you're on my team, right? Anyway, have a great day, and bye.